What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you my best roller coasters at Six Flags by year 2010 through 2019. Overall, Six Flags has had a pretty good decade for themselves, and overall, they've made some really nice additions at quite a lot of the Six Flags parks. I mean, some of them have been neglected this decade, and then some have been given coasters Six Flags Great America, aka like parks like that have been getting roller coasters every 2 to 3 years during this decade, and then some of them only got like one roller coaster this decade. So yeah, let's start out with 2010 with Ednor Latak at Iran. This is a relocated Vekoma SLC, and unfortunately the best coaster from 2010 for the Six Flags chain. This was a really small year for them, and I mean, Edward Latak goes over the water. It has an okay color scheme, but other than that, it's not really too much to shout at because of the roughness of the ride and all that. So, 2011, we have New Texas Giant at Six Flags Over Texas. This is an awesome RMC hybrid, and I got to ride it around this time of year last year in 2018. And this ride was awesome. It had an insane drop, awesome bank turns, amazing airtime hills, and it was a really long ride. Definitely the best coaster at Six Flags over Texas since its opening. And that will not change in 2020, as the Aquaman coaster they're getting isn't really the best compared to this. So, yeah. Moving on, we have 2012 with X-Flight at Six Flags Great America. This is a really solid addition for Great America, a nice filler coaster, and even though it did replace an iconic family ride, this coaster was worth it, and it's a very solid ride. It has a really nice wing over drop, some really good inversions as well. You also have some sweet near miss elements and solid theming throughout the ride. Overall, X-Flight, for a Six Flags coaster, it's pretty well themed, and it actually looks to be on a pretty decent setting where it is. So overall, X-Flight, really unique ride, and it's just like been a nice addition to Six Flags Great America's lineup since its opening in 2012. 2013, we have Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and this is a very, very close one. I could have gave to Full Throttle at Magic Mountain, but I gave it to Iron Rattler just because, like, I feel like it uses the terrain a little bit better than Full Throttle with the quarry wall, and RMCs are just insane. This thing has a huge drop, multiple inversions, crazy airtime hills, just everything you want out of an RMC. It doesn't really have the longest ride time, but other than that, this thing is insane, and it's really fun. 2014, we have Goliath at Six Flags Great America, my home park. You could give it to Medusa Steel Coaster. This is a close honorable mention. And overall, I think Goliath is a bit better because it has more eye-popping stats. And just overall, it's just like, it's taller, faster. Not longer, but I feel like the elements on Goliath are stronger than Medusa Steel Coaster because of the sheer size and speed it has. Like, you fly through the inversions really fast, but they're really exciting. The airtime hills are insane. You have some really nice bank turns in there. But even though this ride basically has like 6 or 7 insanely good elements, and then the ride's over, it's still an awesome coaster, and in my opinion, the third best roller coaster at Six Flags Great America behind Raging Bull and Maxx Force. 2015, we have Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is an awesome coaster from RMC, one of the best RMCs to ever be made. By far the best coaster at Magic Mountain, period. I think this is the best at Magic Mountain, even though all the people in the comments that are X2 fans are going to say, oh, X2 is the best. I think Twisted Colossus is the best. And even though Wicked Cyclone is a pretty close honorable mention, it's a really awesome ride. It doesn't come close to the ride time that Twisted Colossus has. Like, Twisted Colossus is super long. It has 2 sides. You go through the blue side, then you go through the green side, and it's pretty cool. It's a Mobius loop, and you get to do two races, two duels throughout the ride. One time when you're on the blue side, you're versing the green side, and then green side, you're versing the blue side. And most of the time, you're going to duel. But if you don't, even if it's not as good, you're still going to get a great RMC ride with the insane airtime hills and inversions. 2016 was a bit of a weaker year for Six Flags, as their best coaster that they built was the Joker at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. At one point was a GCI named Roar, but was transformed, and RMC worked their magic, transformed this thing into a really crazy hybrid coaster with multiple inversions, crazy bank turns, airtime hills, etc. And the Joker is what turned out. It doesn't really have that strong of a drop, and it doesn't have the strongest layout for an RMC, but it's still a really awesome ride. And it's really just like a really cool, unique experience. Unlike 2017, which the Joker was the only coaster that was added. And I'm not talking about just the Great America Joker. Like, you could put New England or over Texas's Joker in the same spot as Great America's. I just put Great America's here just because it's my home park, and why not? So, overall, I think that the Joker, I think for all these parks, was a solid filler coaster. Like, for Great America, I enjoy the Joker. It's a bit short, and the flipping's pretty fun. It's just like, the ride time really kills this thing for me. Like if this thing had like double the layout, I would like it even more because of how much more flipping and all that you're going to get. And it's just really fun while it lasts, but it's just so short. 2018, we have Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia, and it is a unique roller coaster, unlike the Joker, which is a clone. This is an RMC hybrid. It is one of the weaker RMC hybrids. The layout is solid, but not as strong as some other ones. And even though this ride has a really nice color scheme for an RMC with the white supports, blue track, that's one of my favorite color schemes for an RMC. This coaster doesn't provide as much strength in its layout rather than some other RMCs like in the Six Flags chain, like I just mentioned, Iron Rattler, Goliath, Twisted Colossus, and even New Texas Giant as well. So, honorable mention goes to Wonder Woman Golden Lasso at Fiesta, Texas. That was an awesome coaster that was added in 2018. And almost as good as Twisted Cyclone, but I gave the edge to Twisted Cyclone because it's not a clone. 2019, we have Maxx Force at Six Flags Great America, and you could call me biased for this because it's my home park, and you could call me that for a lot of these editions because it's my home park and all that. But I still prefer these coasters over the other coaster that is an honorable mention. I think West Coast Racers looks to be pretty fun, but it's a bit more family-oriented, plus it has over-the-shoulder restraints, even though it's a family coaster with like one inversion. Like, they could have easily done it with lap bars. And Maxx Force has way more inversions. It has 5 inversions in its 20-second ride time. And it doesn't have over-the-shoulder restraints. It has lap bars, which is awesome. It makes the ride more free and fun. The launch is insanely good. The inversions are awesome. Despite the short ride, Maxx Force is the best coaster at Six Flags Great America, in my opinion, ever since its opening. And overall, this was my list. So, I'm going to make a Cedar Fair Best Roller Coaster by Year video. I know 2010 was a really strong year for them. Probably the strongest out of all the years besides 2018 for their best coaster during that year, so during the decade. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.